Alright, Lions fans, we have a lot to talk about today. The buzz surrounding a potential Myles Garrett trade to Detroit has been off the charts, and things got even more interesting after a viral photo emerged from the NFL Honors Show. But before we get into the details, be sure to hit that like button so you don't miss any exclusive Lions updates. And if you think it's a good thing that he comes to the Lions, comment, Lions get Myles Garrett. Picture this, Jared Goff and Aiden Hutchinson, two of Detroit's biggest stars, standing next to none other than Browns superstar edge rusher Myles Garrett. The photo, captured by NFL Network's Steve Weish, sent the internet into a frenzy. Was this just a friendly chat? Or were Goff and Hutchinson doing their best to recruit Garrett to the Motor City? It's no secret that Garrett wants out of Cleveland. He publicly requested a trade this week, citing his desire to compete for a Super Bowl as the driving factor behind his decision. "It was never about the Hall of Fame for me," Garrett said in an interview with Rich Eisen. "You're remembered for winning, bringing a trophy back to your city. That's how you're remembered by your community, your peers, your teammates." Naturally, Detroit has been mentioned as a possible landing spot. The Lions need more firepower on the defensive line, and Garrett lining up opposite Hutchinson would be a nightmare for opposing quarterbacks. But before you start ordering your Myles Garrett Lions jerseys, Hutchinson himself has some thoughts on the matter. Speaking with Dave Burkett of the Detroit Free Press on the red carpet, Hutchinson was candid about the possibility of Garrett joining the Lions. "Everybody's been asking me about it," Hutchinson said. "I don't know. I don't think. You can't have that many guys on a D-line. I don't know. Who knows? But I think it's very unlikely." It's worth noting that Hutchinson isn't actually on the front office, so he doesn't have inside knowledge of what Brad Holmes might be planning. But he has a point. The Lions are already paying elite money to Alan McNeil, and Hutchinson himself is likely to get a big payday soon. Adding Garrett's massive contract to the mix would be challenging from a salary cap perspective. Plus, Cleveland's front office has made it clear that it's not interested in trading Garrett. General Manager Andrew Berry has repeatedly stated that Garrett is a cornerstone of the Browns' defense, and moving him would devastate their salary cap. Still, it's fun to imagine what a Hutchinson-Garrett duo would look like. They would immediately become one of the most dominant edge rushing tandems in the league, giving Detroit a defensive front capable of terrorizing quarterbacks week in and week out. Hutchinson also provided an update on his injury status, which is good news for Lions fans. Burkett noted that Hutchinson was walking without a noticeable limp, and the defensive end said he believes he could have played in the Super Bowl had the Lions made it. "I think so, but you never know," Hutchinson said. "So where does that leave us?" Garrett's future remains uncertain, but one thing is clear, he wants to win, and the Lions are building a roster that can compete at the highest level. Regardless of whether Detroit makes a move for him, this offseason is shaping up to be an exciting one. Alright, Lions fans, it's your turn. Do you think the Lions should go all in on Myles Garrett? Or is it too risky given the salary cap implications? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Campbell is one of 5 finalists for the prestigious award, and for good reason, leading the Lions to a franchise-best 15-2 record. Securing the NFC's best playoff seed and winning back-to-back division titles is no small feat. The man has transformed Detroit from a scrappy underdog into a bona fide powerhouse. But what sets him apart from the other finalists? Let's break down 5 reasons why Campbell should be crowned Coach of the Year. First, dealing with injuries. The 2024 season has been anything but easy for Detroit. Injuries have piled up at an alarming rate, with more than 20 players spending time on injured reserve, including stars like Aiden Hutchinson and Alan McNeil. Despite that, Campbell and the front office have found ways to keep the team competitive, making smart moves like trading for Zadarius Smith and signing linebackers Ezekiel Turner and Quan Alexander midseason. The result? A 15-2 record and the #1 seed in the NFC. No other coach in the league has dealt with this level of adversity and come out on top. Second, securing the NFC's #1 seed. The Lions didn't just win games, they dominated. Going undefeated in the division and losing just 2 games all season is an impressive accomplishment in a league defined by parity. Campbell's leadership fueled comeback victories against Minnesota and Houston, as well as a landmark win over the Vikings in Week 18 to clinch the division title. Beating fellow Coach of the Year finalist Kevin O'Connell twice? That's just icing on the cake. Next, let's talk about the schematic success. Under Campbell's watch, the Lions' offense was nothing short of historic in 2024. They ranked first in the league in franchise record total yards, points, touchdowns, and points. Jared Goff had his best season in 4 years, and 1,000 all-purpose yards. Coordinator Ben Johnson have created an offensive juggernaut defense could consistently stop. What's even more impressive is that Campbell has never wavered from his aggressive philosophy. Despite doubts about whether the Lions would ease up on their 4th down attempts after last year's NFC Championship loss, Campbell has doubled down in 4th down attempts, converting 22 of 33. One of the defining moments came when David Montgomery's 4th and 1 conversion set up Jake Bates' game-winning field goal. Campbell's unwavering belief in his time and time again. Finally, there's Campbell's elite leadership. The man knows how to motivate and inspire. His game speeches have become legendary, and players consistently praise his ability to prepare them mentally and strategically. Campbell's relentless style, shaped by his playing days, resonates deeply with his team and has made Detroit a top free agents. His influence extends beyond the field, creating a culture of resilience, accountability, and belief. Campbell's impact on this franchise is undeniable. He took a team that was once the league's punching bag and transformed it into a championship contender. That kind of transformation doesn't happen without elite coaching. All right, Lions fans, it's your turn. Do you think Dan Campbell deserves to win Coach of the Year? What has been your favorite moment of his tenure so far? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. During Media Day at Super Bowl 59, Gardner-Johnson didn't hold back when discussing his lone season in Detroit. His comments were inflammatory, to say the least. Honestly, playing in Detroit? It was hell, he told reporters. When I got hurt, I was like, screw this. That's why I didn't even stay there to rehab. According to Gardner-Johnson, the decision to rehab in Florida instead of Detroit was tied to a feeling that the team had already outgrown him. I had a one-year contract, he said. Unless they were serious about bringing me back, what was the point? By the middle of the season, when I was getting healthy and they weren't talking about an extension, I knew I was done. Now, let's be clear, business decisions are part of the game, and Gardner-Johnson knows it. It's just business, he said. Whatever. I'm not mad. But it's clear there was some frustration with how things played out, especially with the emergence of young stars Brian Branch and Kirby Joseph. And honestly, Lions fans, you have to be excited about this duo. Joseph led the entire league with 9 interceptions, earning first-team All-Pro honors, while Branch made the Pro Bowl and posted an impressive 83.7 PFF grade. Together, they became one of the most dynamic safety duos in the NFL. Gardner-Johnson acknowledged that the Lions built something special in the secondary, even if it meant his time in Detroit was short-lived. They have their guys now, he admitted. Branch and Joseph are legit. But here's where things get a little interesting. Gardner-Johnson still sees himself as part of one of the best safety duos in the league, referring to his time with the Eagles alongside Reed Blankenship. I would say we were the best safety duo in the league, he said. The way we played, communicated, and kept the defense on the same page was unmatched. Look, Lions fans, Gardner-Johnson's time in Detroit may not have ended on the best of terms, but it's hard to deny the impact he had during his brief tenure. And while he's moved on, the Lions are clearly in good hands with Branch and Joseph leading the way in the secondary. All right, now it's your turn, Lions fans. What do you think of Gardner-Johnson's comments? Was he right to be frustrated, or are the Lions better off with their current young stars? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. I want to hear what you think. And before you go, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Go Lions!